survived it, and it turned into a macro game, but I was just so far behind.
Sponsored by Apple, I cheese.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good. Apple should do that. They really should get into esports. Do it up.
Then they would have to make good computers. But anyways,
sick burn on
we
Steve Jobs turned over in his grave.
we see Anki spawning our Protoss player in the bottom left. He is fighting it out against Drone, the organizer of Team Alberta ClashDrone. He's also the organizer of Team Clash. He's going to try to get Alberta back in this series. It is 5-2 right now for BC, although Drone could easily make it 5-3. So we'll have to watch and see what happens. Both these players spawning on the southern side of the map, so a lot of expansions available. It is Tal'Darim Altar, so they can go all over the place. But looks like we're going to see an FFE, which is really, really common on this map.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say I expect a Forge Fast expand on this map. That's usually what I do. Not that I'm any good, but yeah, that's usually what I do on this map. And yeah, interested to see how Drone is going to respond to this. Like we were saying in those other games, it's really up to him whether he wants to take that quick third or if he wants to go with a really quick all-in first. Or I don't think he's going to go for a one-base all-in just because he is waiting a little bit longer to drop that pool here.
Yeah, exactly. Drone's droning up. Haha, but...
See what I did there?
I'm Cold SC, just to reintroduce myself again. You can find my YouTube videos at YouTube/ColdStarcraft. I am now the Cyber Gaming's caster as well. If you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, be able to stay up to date on the tournaments that are going on. And tomorrow, California qualifiers. We're going to have some California StarCraft players duking it out. And tune into that. That will be on the National Star League stream. That's where you are right now. That'll be 5:30 tomorrow. We see the probe dancing around. He did a little bit of harassment there, just kind of scouting out, seeing what's going on as the pool's halfway done.
Yeah, exactly. And he's actually going to see that is a little bit of a later pool. And, well, okay, never mind. I thought he was going to go for that Nexus first, but regardless, he does see that is a little bit behind on that pool, so he's going to drop that Nexus right away. He was hovering at about 400 for a little while there, but yeah, and ClashDrone doing a good job dropping that hatchery, not succumbing to any harassment by that pesky little probe there. And yeah, interested to see what our Zerg is going to respond to this fast expand.
Hatchery first is very common, especially when you know your opponent's going for FFE. He's going to have no units to attack with, getting that gateway so late. We see some Lings moving out here. I would love to see a third. That is my favorite response to an FFE, is just getting a third. The rocks there, you do have to destroy those rocks. He could get his Lings working on them right away, but it looks like he's just going to scout for a pylon, maybe a probe hanging out, just kind of making use of those Lings. And Drone can see everything that's going on at the front of the base. He knows exactly what's going on. Both players are very aware of how they're going to open. We see the Queen going down, speeds going down. Everything is pretty standard right now.
Yeah, exactly. Interested to see, like you were saying, if he is going to go for that third. There is the rocks in that position there, but I think if he does go for that third, I don't think he's going to waste his time with the rocks quite yet. He'll probably take that as his easy fourth, just because it'll be easier to defend. But I think due to the Ling up in that, up that base there, I think that's where he's going to drop his third. I could be wrong, but it would make a lot of sense to me because I think he's trying to keep a probe out of there, make sure that he doesn't see right away. And yeah, right when I say, oh, he's just going to make a hatchery right beside those rocks. So I guess that works as well.
That's...
I don't know what to say about that. You do see that sometimes with the command center, they'll drop it right beside the rocks, and then
you can pick those up and move them.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas I'm pretty sure those hatcheries are pretty rooted into the ground.
Yeah, that hatchery is not going anywhere. That's
interesting. Interesting choice. I think he just feels safer with it there, just because it's a little bit easier to defend. But honestly, I think he should have just went for it and went for one of those other bases without the rocks there.
The drones are going to have an incredibly hard time mining from the far gas or the minerals. So we're going to have to see how that works out. Yeah, really unsure about that. We do see drones continue to come out. As you said before the game, Drone is droning like crazy. And our Protoss player hasn't really picked any true tech options yet, getting out Warp Gate, which is very standard. Ooh. Both players don't have too many units.
Yeah, Anki is actually scouting that third right now. I think he's probably having the same reaction. He's like, what? Hatchery here. Cool. I think the whole idea was to put it there and not have him scout it. I thought he was trying to maybe trick his opponent. If he was going to go for that third, I think Anki knew that it was going to be in one of those positions without that the rocks there, but that Zealot is wailing away at that hatchery and gonna take about quarter life off before those Zerglings come in and yeah, clean it up. But good micro at the very end there, taking a little bit of health off those Zerglings. Always good to just do a little bit more damage than you could have, obviously.
Stargate, 3/4 of the way done. This is exactly what I love to see, especially with this 3-base kind of movement. All you really have is queens. So some really good control, some really well-played Stargate can hurt the Zerg quite a lot. You see this a lot in GSL higher competitions. And we do see a Roach Warren and an Evo Chamber going down. So a Void Ray and some Phoenix could be really damaging right now. And I'm still just dumbfounded at what's going on here with this hatchery.
Yeah, exactly. Not really sure what to say about that hatchery. The mining time there is going to be significantly longer, especially on the gases, as you were saying. But I do like this response from Anki. This is like what I like to do personally. I just saw it on, wow, I'm dropping the name. I can't remember who's some EG player, one of the Protoss guys. Anyhow, he goes out with, yeah, that early Void Ray and does a lot of damage. And he's actually going to see that Overseer there, pick it off before it actually indeed goes into an Overseer. Oh, never mind. It's going to finish it and actually get a scout off. Probably realize that there is no second Stargate, so he's not going to completely overreact. He sees those 3 gates in the Stargate. He's really going to need to, yeah, start queening up and dropping those
3 gateways going down right now. Really going to go for a gateway heavy push. We've got a Phoenix flying across the map and a Void Ray being produced. So definitely going to look to do some decent harassment right now. There is no, I do not believe there's an Evolution Chamber. I might have missed it. Did he get it down? He did get it down. Okay, there's no spores right now, so this Void Ray is going to have free reign. There is one queen here getting some shots off. Still far away from hull damage. There we go. Now a spore is going down. Where's the Phoenix? There was some Phoenix on the map, and now the Void Ray is starting to take some real hull damage, continuing to take that hull damage. Now the Phoenix flying in hurt. He must have missed. It must have been fighting a queen there, but Anki forced to back out.
Yeah, he did kill that queen there, and that was good. He did take hull damage on the Void Ray, but he didn't have to use any energy to actually pick up that queen, so he does have enough energy on that Phoenix for, I'm not really sure how many pickups, but it is one extra than what he would have had, essentially. He's just going to use this as map control, essentially. Just run around the map with his flying units. He knows the Zerg doesn't have any units or anything fast like that, and lots of roaches actually coming across the map, and he's thinking twice about this, I believe.
Yeah, kind of Deacon out there. There is a bunch of roaches actually in the third. Actually, those are lings, not roaches. Just kind of checking out what's going on. Protoss player Anki looking to be taking his third right now as ClashDrone is taking down the rocks at his third, but his third is already there.
I know what he's going to do.
What is he going to do?
I believe he's going to drop another hatch right there and use that one that he made earlier as a macro hatch. That would make the most sense to me. But maybe I'm completely wrong. He's not doing anything of the sort. So, anyhow,
he is floating almost 1,000 minerals right now. Needs to take care of that. He is decently ahead on food, but that's exactly where you want to be as a Zerg.
Yeah, exactly. And you do see the third coming up here for Anki. He also has his Twilight Council almost finished and a robotics facility just starting. So he is looking to possibly tech switch a little bit. Once you get those Void Rays, it's really good to move into something like Colossus and just make that incredible Death Ball, push out at max, and just...
Oh, nice force field.
Yeah, he takes up quite a few there. And yeah, that was just a good poke by Anki.
No burrow yet. It's not actually on the way, so not able to utilize it. A bunch of roaches are still floating around here as he's attacking the main right now. And good force fields trapping a bunch of the roaches, but roaches flanking as well. Doing a really good job. Drone right now attacking from both angles. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. He is now running into cannon fire at the same time. Anki is reinforcing, and these Void Rays are just sitting up here dishing tons of damage as they are fully charged.
Yeah, I don't really know what Drone is going for here. He did do a decent amount of damage to the ground army of Anki, but he knows that he's ultimately going to get cleaned out by those Void Rays. So I guess he's just trying to keep the Gateway army to not so scary of an amount. And yeah, like I was saying here, he does drop that third and using that other that previously was his third as his macro hatch. So good decision by Drone.
Spire, almost halfway done. Not sure what the unit count is right now. I'd love to know how many drones Drone has compared to the workers. of our Protoss player, but it looks like he's going for another two-prong attack. There's a small force moving into the natural right now. It's actually getting cleaned up very quickly. Bad timing by Drone. A force field there finishing that. Might buy him the time to snipe this Nexus, though. The Protoss army is moving down. Will he get it? A bunch of those roaches actually splitting off. I do not believe. Oh, he might with another volley. One more. Oh,
good God.
touch it. There we go. Gets it, but is going to lose all of those roaches. So, a decent trade. Lost a lot of roaches, but did kill the third.
Yeah, well, in the Zerg's position, he really doesn't want to be on the same number of bases. He essentially, I'm a little bit surprised that he actually hasn't gone for the fourth yet, because you do essentially want to be one base ahead as a Zerg player. But it looks like Anki is pushing out. He's dropping that third Nexus once again. He's going to push into... No, never mind. He's just going to go back and protect that third a little bit.
Worker supply 68 to 68. Dead. Even army supply 56 to 43. These players very, very close right now. But our Protoss players actually head in food, and that's not where you want to be as the Zerg player. These Protoss units very, very strong. These two Void Rays at the top made at the beginning of the game, doing a ton of damage. Going to be able to snipe that Overlord right there. Not supply blocking our Zerg. I thought he was going to get the gas right there, but it looks like he's going to let the gas live.
Yeah, I don't really know why he decided to just turn around there, but it actually turns out to be a decent decision because there's Mutas coming to his third right now. Blink did just finish, and he's getting Phoenixes, so he should be in a good position to defend this, especially with a few cannons coming up here. But yeah, he is going to have maybe a little bit of trouble with these Mutas, but for his supply, he should be able to hold on. Wow, he actually took out quite a few of those Mutas, only 3 left, and he can just instantly warp in 5 Stalkers in his main. Blink on top of the Mutas, nice. And bye-bye Mutas.
Yeah, exactly. Actually only losing 1 there, but forcing them out of there. Mutalisks in this small of numbers really aren't that good. You have to get them to a larger number and really use their agility and their speed to fly in, do a bunch of damage. Well, we are seeing air weapons level 1 being researched, as well as more gates going down. But, ooh, looks like Anki's lagging. Looks like he's still in this. Okay, that's good. Oh, we're kind of locking up back and forth. Hopefully he stays in this game. I would absolutely hate for this game to drop. There's no way we could call it at this point.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Drone coming in here, doing a little bit of harassment, and Anki just really unable to defend just because he is currently lagging, which is not fun at all.
This is really not good. ClashDrone says he's going to pause. Oh, I really hope Anki doesn't drop. That's no good at all. We're just going to have to sit here and watch, guys, but he is continuously losing time.
Yeah, I think Anki's actually in a really good position right now, so the fact that he's going to probably... I really hope he doesn't drop, because he is in, I would say, a decent lead right now. He's just kind of got everything he needs against the army competition. And he does come back in right at the last second, and we get a pause. Hopefully that'll be enough time just for Anki to fix his stuff. He's good to go now. One of the nerds of his line maybe kicked his cable or something like that.
Someone's
I'm not really sure. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, should be good to go now, says Anki. So I believe we're going to jump back into this game. We do have a 4th base just about, or it's about halfway done here. Muta's picked off at the natural. Not going to do a lot of damage, but we do see a big push coming into the third of Anki's. And he decides to turn around. So I'm eating my words.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he wants to engage right now. The Mutalisks are actually north of the main base, might move in here to do some damage. Those are not Mutalisks, those are Zerglings. They were so quick, I just assumed they were Mutalisks floating around, but they're actually Lings. There's only 1 Mutalisk on the field, so if I see a ball moving around, I know it's not Mutalisk. And we see Overlord upgrades are coming out right now, as well as a Hive tech already.
Yeah, I feel like Drone is going a little bit of everything right now. He went for that Spire, did very little. He does have 2 expansions coming up in the top right, but yeah, like I was saying, didn't do very much with those Mutas, so he is going to probably tech the Hive and try and go for that Greater Spire, see what he can do there. But with Void Rays out for our Protoss player, that is a very good unit against Broodlords, essentially.
Yes, they do a ton of damage to those Broodlords, especially once they get charged up. Sick amount of damage. We're going to see Colossus allowed in this game as well, and taking a little pot shot at the gas, but that gas is still surviving.
Just kill it. Come on.
He's bleeding everywhere, but getting enough nutrients from the creep to stay alive. The Hive is almost complete right now, and Hydra Den is on the way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm interested to see what are those units on the top right there. Just flying around. I believe those are his Phoenix, so he does know that those bases both do indeed exist. He did have a proxy pile on there, but good job by Drone taking that out. There's going to be no harassment there. Essentially, he probably wanted to warp in some zealots, that kind of thing. Greater Spire starting right now. Hydra Den finishing as well. If he can get all of his composition out, it might be good, but very good blink on top of all those drones. That was